All right, let's dive into something that is about to completely flip one of the world's biggest industries on its head. Artificial intelligence, and how it's about to collide with the world of travel. Seriously, everything you think you know about booking a trip or finding a cool spot to visit, well, that's all about to change. The revolution is already here.
So, the big question we have to ask right off the bat is this. AI has landed. It feels like it happened overnight with these tools that can write, create, and even think. But is the travel industry, an industry that's all about human connection, right? Is it actually ready for what's coming its way?
To really get what's at stake, we've got to look at where the industry is right now. And honestly, it's in a really weird, high-pressure spot. On one hand, travel is booming like crazy after the pandemic. But on the other, there's this massive shortage of workers and skilled staff that's pushing everyone to the absolute brink.
Okay, this phrase right here just nails it. The industry is stuck in what one expert calls an operational hamster wheel. You've got teams that are completely overworked, they're burned out, and there is just zero time or energy left over to think about the future, to innovate. And that's the real kicker, isn't it? Because this is the exact moment when innovation is what's needed most.
So in this super complex, kind of chaotic new world, how does an entire industry figure out where to go? Well, it definitely helps to have a guide. So let's meet ours.
This quote from Alex Mirschel really tells you everything you need to know about his mindset. He's a leading voice on AI and tourism, and his whole philosophy isn't about just chasing the next shiny thing. It's about realizing that standing still, well, that's the biggest risk you can possibly take.
Now, what's really fascinating about Mirschel is where he came from. He actually started out as a civil servant, a super secure, stable job for life. But he walked away from all that to throw himself into the world of tourism and digital innovation. That journey gives him so much credibility because he gets why the industry is nervous. He's lived through this kind of transformation himself.
Of course, anytime you say the letters A and I, there's a giant elephant in the room. So let's just tackle it head on. Is a robot gonna take my job?
And this is just a brilliant way to frame Mirschel's main point. See, in German, the word for replacing someone, firing them, is entlassen, and the word for unburdening them is entlasten. They sound almost identical. And his whole argument is that the point of AI, especially in a service industry, isn't to get rid of people, it's to free them, to unburden them from all the boring, repetitive stuff that leads to burnout in the first place.
When you boil it all down, it comes back to this simple idea: putting people first. In a business like travel, which is all about human emotion and connection, technology has to be a tool that helps us be more human, not less. It should free us up for the stuff that really matters.
Okay, so that's the philosophy. It sounds great, right? But what does it actually look like when the rubber meets the road? Let's check out how these ideas are already working in the real world.
Take a look at this. It's called Visit Cologne GPT. It's a custom-built AI that Mirschel's team made for the city of Cologne in Germany. Now, this isn't just some generic chatbot. This tool was trained on the city's entire brand strategy. So now the staff can instantly create marketing copy in the perfect voice for any audience. And it's also like a super smart company wiki you can just talk to. It's a total game changer for saving time and keeping everyone on the same page.
And it goes way beyond just single tools. Mirschel's team works with huge destinations like Berlin to build out entire AI roadmaps. This just goes to show you that really adopting AI isn't just about playing with ChatGPT. It's a whole strategic shift, covering everything from data and content, all the way to inventing new ways to do SEO in a world full of AI. But here's the catch. You can't just buy new software and expect everything to change. To really make AI work, you need a massive cultural shift. It requires a completely new way of thinking, and it has to start at the very top.
This introduces a really cool concept, Schattenkai, which basically means shadow AI. It's what happens when your employees are so excited about these tools that they just start using them on their own, on their personal phones and laptops. And on one hand, that's awesome. It shows real initiative. But on the other, if leadership isn't setting the strategy, it opens up huge risks for data privacy and, brand control.
Mirschel uses this very blunt German saying to make a super important point about leadership. Often, the best ideas and the drive to innovate come from the team doing the actual work. But if the managers aren't ready for that change, if they're stuck in the old ways of thinking, the whole thing can just fall apart.
And this right here is the biggest mindset shift of all. Real AI transformation isn't just about doing old things faster. It's about questioning why you do them at all. The most powerful thing you can do with AI isn't just to digitize your old habits. It's to have the courage to ask, do we even need to be doing this anymore?
Okay, so let's zoom all the way out, because this isn't just about how travel companies operate. This is about to fundamentally change the way we all experience travel itself.
We are standing on the edge of a new era of what experts are calling hyper-personalization. Just imagine having an AI that acts like your own personal travel expert, a concierge that knows you almost better than you know yourself.
And we're not just talking about easier bookings. Think about this. This AI could point you to some hidden jazz club because it knows what you listen to on Spotify. It could find a tiny little restaurant that serves that exact same fish soup you had in Lisbon 5 years ago and still dream about. It could be your real-time translator, helping you break down barriers and connect with people on a deeper level.
But, and this is a really big but, with all of this amazing technology comes a really important warning. We can't let AI engineer the soul out of travel. You know, the happy accidents, the wrong turns that become the best stories, the beauty of unplanned imperfection. The goal has to be to make the human experience better, not to automate it until it's gone.
And that brings us to the final thought. AI is going to be able to plan the perfect, seamless, totally personalized trip for every single one of us. But that leaves us with a very human question that only we can answer for ourselves. In a world where anything can be found for us, what is it that we truly want to discover?